Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, colleagues. You'll bear with me when I'm feverish. Monday, I didn't want to disappoint you. Otherwise, I was supposed to be in bed right now. So hence my voice is not that sound, but I'll try my best to be vocal as far as I can. I feel honored to be here. I think when I started my career, it was in this department, and that was 1986. I don't know, maybe some of you were not even born. Some of you were still at school. Yeah, some of you were still at school. I think that's where I started my career life. But before I get to that, I'm the author of this book. I wrote, this one was from my thesis. This one from my thesis. The new ways of paying social payments. That was the first one, which I conducted from this book. And this one, Poverty Inequality Resolutions. This is the one that I published last year. But let's continue. Let's continue to talk about the business of the day. I think it is a great pleasure for me to stand before you, especially when I started my career life in Livingston Hospital. I don't know how many years ago, that was in 1986. But I wanna tell you a story about me, which is related to the topic of the day. I was requested by Mom Toye and the husband. I've known them. Strange enough, I knew him from Livingston Hospital. Even Langwaf Gate. That is where I met her. So they became family friends. So when she asked me to come and present, I started asking myself why me. And maybe she had a reason. Maybe again it's an issue of saying the topic of the day. People should not regard just as a theory, but it's something which is happening in life, in real life. I'll be talking about the role of determination to achieve your goals leading to excellence. That was a topic that I was requested to talk about. As I'm saying that, I started working at Livingston Hospital, I think it was 22nd of July 1986. That was triggered by the fact that I was raised by a single mother, because the dad passed on in 1992. So I was then forced to go and seek work in 1986, where I had to then assist this single mother with 4 brothers, obviously. I remember when I was about to write my exams, the mother passed on, same week. I was then left to father the other 3 brothers. Unfortunately, I could not select what type of work I wanted to do. Circumstances forced me, and there was only job that I could get then. It was the job of security officer. I'll try and summarize the story. It was one day when I was working night duty. I started to ponder about my life. What is it that I want to do about my life? Unfortunately, I could not control the environment of the background that I was born on. Because the father passed on, the mother followed I was then left alone to decide what's the way forward about my life. Well, when people, in Living's Hospital, especially during the weekends, they're short and there's costing, they end up getting there. So when the other securities were sleeping, I started to think about, and I said to myself, God created us for a reason. And what could be this reason for me to be created? Then I took a decision that I need to improve. One of the other things that I'll never forget, at least at school, I could see the books. But unfortunately, the colleagues that I studied with, especially at matric, when they saw me at the gate, they would ask me, what do you want here? Because they knew my ability academically by that time. And this question kept on coming. And sometimes they never knew that they were actually motivating me. Until one day, as I said, something came into my mind that I need to decide about my life. Now, I've got 3 brothers that I had to take care of. I had my life to start with. Obviously, I had to balance the two. I remember the first obstacle that I had when I wanted to go and register. These days you used to write aptitude tests and all that. I went to my supervisor, who's now late. Then he refused to release me. How many people know Dr. Rank, Frank Rank? Yeah, okay. I also saw the other faces that have not been seen for quite some time here. And I'm delighted to see them again. Then I presented my story to Dr. Rank, because that was my first obstacle. He called the supervisor. Do you want to go to school? Why do you then refuse for someone to go to school? And that was an instruction given to me. That's how I started with my teacher qualification. During the day, I'll put on my security uniform, open the gates. At 4 o'clock, I'll then put my private clothes to summer street. I kept on doing that until I completed my qualifications. I think I graduated twice wearing security uniform. But here is the turn off of my life, turn around. In 1986, 1996, same July that I started working, then I got promoted to procurement. Then I left Livingston. But obviously, those are the decisions that I had to make about my life. Determination. Go back to determination. I worked for 10 years there. I graduated twice in the security. Until I decided about my life, what to do with my life. I got promoted in July. September, there was a post in the issue of admin officer. Then I was appointed to that post. Same year, December, I got promoted again. Meaning that within 3 months, I got promoted 3 times. That was a determination that I'm talking about. And I'm talking about that in real life. But obviously, let me not concentrate on myself. Firstly, people who would want to get me, they can visit my website, www.tembagola.co.za. They will get me there. But let's begin with the topic of today. I had to ponder determination, leading, achievement of goals for the excellence. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the dreams that I have for you. Those are the dreams of prospering, not to harm you. And that gave me a lesson throughout my life journey, to say that the Almighty has a plan for each one of us. It's just for us to sit down and ponder, what is it that God gave us? Determination, as I look and I analyze or define determination, it is to stay focused on a goal, as long as your goal, that you have a goal to achieve. You can create paths to that goal, moving closer to success that you want. But the first thing that you ought to decide about yourself is your destination. Because you cannot change your past or your background, but there is something that you can do about your life, is to take a decision about your life. That's the goal or the obstacle. Obviously, goals do not go without obstacles. And we need to be realistic that as we go along to set those goals, we are faced with a lot of challenges. But I think the attitude that we adopt when we face those challenges is either we achieve or sit back. What happens when you sit back? This is where today, one author once said, the richest place that you can ever get in life is cemeteries. Because there in cemeteries lies the good men and women who had goals that were never fulfilled. In the cemeteries lies goals that were never achieved, but that were planned for. That taught me one thing, that procrastination is a thief of time. As we decide about our lives, we ought to decide now. We are all drivers of our destinations. And it is for us to draft the map to reach that destination. Because if you don't, nobody will. It starts with us. But we need to be realistic in life that there might be failures, there might be obstacles. But how we wish that those failures can become our yesterday's lessons, so that they don't block us not to achieve our destinations. Many of us would fall and sit down. Falling is not an issue, but an issue is that when you wake up, with what direction do you take? If we can relate stories for each one of us, we will have different stories to tell. But how do we respond to those obstacles is what determines us. Which direction are we taking? So determination can never be tested until you reach those blocks or obstacles. Because determination is when you decide how to overcome those obstacles. Determination is what reminds you that you had a goal. Determination is something that you decide, this is what I want to achieve and when and how. Because without those goals to be achieved, then determination does not play the role. But it's so fortunate that determination will ensure that it equips you to always remember that I have a goal to achieve. The second issue is that we need to stay focused. As I said, that there are things in life that we cannot change. We cannot change our environment. But at least we've got a control on how we respond to those challenges around the environment. And I want to say to you, yesterday's mistakes can never hinder us not to reach what we want to achieve tomorrow. They are just merely lessons that we learned, which at a later stage we can share about. The second thing is that we need to believe in ourselves, because within us we have a control. Do not frustrate yourself about something that you cannot control, but be concerned about what is it that you can change and set your goal as an individual. Because change begins with you. You can't change somebody else if you cannot change yourself. So you need to believe in yourself. I have reached a stage in life that it matters not what people think of me. Because I normally say whatever people say about me, I regard as someone that paints you. They will paint with a red paint and they go. Someone else will come with a green one and paint you a gold. But you actually know yourself. You are the best person to know yourself. So let's decide that at least the favor that we can do about ourselves is to believe in ourselves. When nobody else believed in you, you believe in yourself. Because that one is within your control. Number 3, celebrate others. You know, in life, there are people greater and smaller than you. And you will always get that. But when other person achieve that goal, celebrate with them. Because you're actually affecting those blessings to you. Because association in life always determines your character. Show me your friend, I'll tell you your character. There's only one person that controls himself, it's you. So as we celebrate the other people's achievement, remember, whether we like it or not, we become other people's role models. And the question is, what role do you live for other people to choose from you? Because we come and go, and some other time we'll be gone. What is it that we have left? Because jealousy only slows down a pace to reach your destination. Obviously, we cannot achieve everything overnight. And I'm a firm believer that as we have these big goals, when we set small targets for ourselves, we reach our goals along the way. Because when we set big and greater targets for our lives, and this is what frustrates us, and we don't seem to be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I regard life as a journey with its own destination. But I count each and every mile of the way that I travel to reach my destination. But along the way to that destination, how many achievements did we have? How many victims did we have? How many people did we bring joy to? For that journey has its own destination. The other issue is for us to be realistic, that life is not bed of roses. In worst cases, we tend to despair and be weak. But what keeps us going is the achievement that we wanted to reach at the end of the day. Be grateful. Be grateful about what you have. And we should count our blessings one by one. For there are many are called and few are chosen. You might be those few chosen. I'm talking to the social workers here that are employed. I look beyond the number of social workers that are sitting at home unemployed. They have gone to school for 4 years. Today we're talking about a graduate social worker that is sitting at home. So let's be grateful. We've got a job. We've got a service to render. And because of that, let's count our blessings one by one. For determination is not something that will achieve overnight. Because we need to jump over a lot of obstacles in order for us to get to our final destination. I want to say to the people that are here, as we face this journey, I know that the issue of the social workers, at times you counsel people, but you go home with their baggages. Sometimes you don't sleep at night. The story that you heard that particular day goes with you at home. And I know that this is your daily life. And I think today we are here to celebrate you. We are here to celebrate you because the smile that you bring to the patients and the communities gives blessing to you. So the good work that we are doing, and I normally say, I used to argue with the people in Bishop, and I said, in South Africa, I know of social workers that were actually attracted by London, because London could pay social workers very well. And I said, maybe among these politicians, none of them were social workers. If they were, they would have taken social workers very seriously. Because the impact that social workers are doing in terms of changing the lives of those people. I deal with social workers every day. Mom Toya is correct. The others referred by you. That's how I met her. But the others, we meet them through the foster care. And the impact when we bring those lives and we bring the smiles to those people. And I want to say to you, that's the impact that we create. So as we conclude my presentation, maybe I just need to remind us that still Jesus was born in a manger, but that never prevented him to be a king. For he could not change where he was born. And today we talk about the King of Kings. And because of that, we can never concentrate on our background. But it is for us to ask a simple question. Where is it that I want to do? And where is it that I want to go? You know, when I came back to live in hospital, remember I worked there for 10 years as a security officer. I only worked 6 months in administration then I left Livingstone. I came back to supervise the very same people that I worked with. And some of those departments, it was a security department. And when I got back to Livingstone, these guys were still here, still doing the very same job. And I said to them, colleagues, determination, and determination will determine where is it that you want to go. Because if I could not have improved my qualifications, I could still be state security. Those negative vibes, people preventing me not to go and register, that's what made me to regard that as a challenge, which I had to overcome. The very first one. And I want to say to you, as you encounter these obstacles, regard them as a stepping stone to ultimate goal. Where is it that you want to achieve? So as we close this year, I want us to close this year with an issue of saying, it seemed to be impossible until it is done. It seems to be impossible until it's done. So I want to urge you as we close the year and say, whatever challenges that we are facing, let's not despair. For we are about to reach our destination. Because, COVID taught me one thing. It taught me to be grateful. It taught me to take a radical decision and not to procrastinate my decision. For there is no guarantee for tomorrow. What we do them now. Because we don't know our tomorrow. So I want to say to you, as we close this year, I also urge that I will pay my 200 rands towards that as well, because it's for a good cause. So I want to thank you and encourage you. Don't feel despair. For there is someone who takes note of your endeavors. There is someone who's taking care of the impact of your life. So as we close this year, let's close with that. To be saying, when we are determined, nothing can stop us. For determination is not something that we can overachieve or we can never achieve without obstacles. But those obstacles are the things that we ought to adopt positive